is not true.
Okay. Now, and you have a map with you, and we'll ask the staff to show a shot of this map real quick. And if we'll notice that it's up in the northeast corner of Alaska is the Arctic National.
Yes, it's
ANWR, as it's called, the refuge. Right next to that, to the west, is the Alaskan National Oil Reserve. Right? Petroleum Reserve.
It's marked in red on that map, and you see how much bigger it is than.
It's huge.
443,000
and it's very underutilized. It's something like 20% or 22% of it is actually being drilled on, and there's. You know, at some point in time, we're probably going to have to drill in ANWR, only because I don't know if people know this or not, but 1 barrel of oil is 42 gallons. 19 of it actually makes fuel. The rest of it goes for plastic and medicines and fertilizer and everything else under the sun that's not pushing your car along. So at some point in time, we're going to have to, in order to be able to create the things that we're going to need now and well into the future, technology that hasn't even been invented yet, that our grandchildren are going to need, we may need those reserves. So it probably makes sense to set a little aside for the future, so that our children are not left, you know, darn, I wish we had some oil so we could do this and this and this. I just don't. That's only my personal opinion.
That map will show different areas, but there's 68 million acres of leased but inactive federal land that has the potential to produce an additional 48 million barrels of oil and 44.7 billion cubic feet of natural gas each day. This would nearly double U.S. oil production and increase natural gas production by 75%. It would also cut U.S. oil imports by more than 1/3, reducing America's dependency on foreign oil.
Now, have you? I have been to Alaska, so I've had the opportunity to see the. Yeah, it's a beautiful state. It absolutely beer costs too much, but the pipeline is. I mean, when you look at it, especially from the air, it is a marvel of engineering. It really is. And I remember when they were building it when I was a kid. And they're going to build. Apparently, they're going to build a natural gas pipeline, which I think is probably a good idea, because natural gas. If we go look at what T-Bone Pickens wants to do,
I'm actually looking into that right now.
Yeah.
I might even sign on to that. His ideas. I don't know enough about it right now to.
Right. He's all the right words are being said.
Oh yeah.
But I haven't seen the details yet.
I haven't either. So, that's why.
But it looks like a pretty good idea, and there are like 20 now, and 20 and growing senators now in Congress who are forming a bipartisan committee. In fact, they just recently had a little meeting, and they were able to hash out some of these drilling things. They just lifted the ban on offshore drilling in the House, and they're going to leave it up to the states on whether or not they're going to allow that drilling, which I think is probably a better idea.
I actually just got an email just the other day from T-Boone Pickens' organization asking me to sign on to that as a candidate, and I'm not ready to yet. I want to learn like you.
I would definitely encourage you to do that.
Oh,
I would definitely encourage you to do that. Okay, one last thing, and then I got to go. On economic development, congressmen don't have a huge soapbox, or they don't have the bully pulpit that like a president has, but they have a bully pulpit within their districts. All right, and I would like to, this is my personal question, I would like to know if I came to you with an economic development initiative, that you would look at it, and if you supported it, would you sign a letter of support for it? Would you actually publicly support it? Would you help be a leader in economic development?
That's almost a silly question. Why, absolutely I would do that.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Matter of fact,
you might just get a letter from me.
Matter of fact, when I'm elected, I will hold a series of economic summits, not only in Champaign County, but throughout the district, to bring together business leaders, civic groups, all the different
Do
players.
some town halls?
Yes, do some town halls.
Absolutely.
And let everybody know what federal assistance, state assistance, local assistance is available to everybody, and teach people how to write grants, how to market yourself globally.
Right. Because
like
in the end, it is about constituents.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah.
That's why I'm running.
It's not about party, it's about constituents.
You know, people ask me if I'm a Democrat or Republican. I tell them I'm a worker.
Good. Well, thank you very much for coming on the program. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
And hopefully we'll be able to have you come back. And good luck with your campaign.
Thank you very much.
The Urbana Leader is sponsored in part by the Depot Coffee House, a gathering place for locals, a resting place for bicyclists, and a haven for history and railroad buffs. Located 6 blocks west of Monument Square on Miami Street in Urbana, the coffee house can be found in a refurbished 1890s train station on the Simon Kenton Bike Trail. Free Wi-Fi, fresh baked goods, local artwork, and good conversation can be found every day of the week at The Depot from 7 a.m. till 9 p.m.
Welcome back to the program. We're here with Ron Tompkins now, who's running for judge in Champaign County. Welcome, Ron.
Thank you, Anthony. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Absolutely. This is, you know, it's been one of my things that I keep trying to tell people that, you know, you can send a lot of people to Washington, D.C., like our last guy, but the people who make the biggest impact on your personal life are the people that you elect locally, and so we want to try and have as many of the local candidates on as possible. This is what and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'll probably get some of it wrong. You've been practicing, let's see, 23 years in Champaign County law.
Yes.
Family law?
Family law predominantly, but I've also done criminal, personal injury, probate, real estate. At one time I had a title agency. You know, I've done every avenue of the law, and the philosophy from my office, the same as my father before me and Dick Faulkner before him, has been cradle to grave. We handle clients, not cases.
You know, we did an interview with Jeannie Fritz, and she talked about the cradle to grave concept of court. They're practicing that out in Logan County, right? They have that same kind of system, right?
They have it isn't actually classified as, in Champaign County we're going to have domestic, probate, and juvenile lumped into one. Okay. Now that solves a lot of administrative nightmares that go along with having a juvenile court with jurisdiction over a child and a domestic relations case in the general division with the jurisdiction over the same child. So it solves a lot of our problems in that regard, but it isn't actually a family law court the way it is in Logan County.
Okay.
There still will be discrete areas. They don't call it a family court, basically.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that is true. The concept is true.
Okay. Cradle to grave concept.
Yeah.
That's that, and I think a lot of people in Champaign County have been waiting for just that kind of situation to come along, because there are certain accountability problems with the way the court is currently structured.
I wouldn't really call them accountability problems. I would say that the court is greatly overburdened. It has a docket that it can't handle at the present time. We're hoping that the addition of 2 judges, where there was 1, will resolve a great deal of the problems, provided, however, that judge has the experience and knowledge in those areas of law to hit the ground running.
Right.
And that's, you know, basically what I'm trying to express to the public at large, because as a practitioner in those courts who cares very much about my clients, I'm concerned for their welfare and for their opportunity to get full, fair, and fast adjudication of their controversies.
And you're a family man yourself. I've met your wife, so yes. I know you're
very happily married.
And I know your son Joe.
Joey, yeah.
Wonderful kid. I don't know how you landed your wife, but
I don't